Three, two, one.
Glowing Up Latina, Season 3, Episode 26.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Glowing Up Latina.
Hello.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Amanda.
Hello, Amanda. How are you doing this morning?
Doing well. I didn't get enough sleep. I think like the night before. So I don't know if now I'm feeling it now. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
I've been having trouble sleeping this week too. I slept better last night, but I
So,
don't know. This week's been rough. Oh my gosh, did you feel the earthquake?
oh my God. For those of you who don't know or already heard by now, yeah, New York City had an earthquake this past Thursday. Right, no, Friday. Yesterday, Friday.
Yes,
Friday?
Saturday,
Was it
Friday.
Friday? Yeah, Friday. I was at work and um it was crazy because I felt my cubicle shake, and usually like like okay, so like I have a tendency like to shake my legs, right? And usually
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
shaking my legs underneath my desk, like I'll hit like the wall of the cubicle and I'll move it. So I'm like, I think I was doing that, but then I put my leg down and I was like, okay, no, I don't think that's me. And it kept moving. And my colleague, he was like, it's an earthquake. And I'm like, we're both looking at each other. I swear, I was 2 seconds away from going underneath my desk because I was like, we have to go under the desk. And it stopped. And I was like, oh, well, my mom, I was there. The thinking, the safety was there. Just, beat me to it.
I was at the apartment. Okay, so are you high up? Because I'm on I think I'm on the sixth floor. Yeah, I'm on the sixth floor.
We're on the fourth floor, but I heard
Okay.
the higher you are in elevation, like it's like the more impact it is, like you feel it more. That's what,
Really? Okay,
yeah.
because Jeremy did not feel it like at all. Like I texted him and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "No," because Thomas like texted and called me, or I texted Thomas and then he called me like immediately. We were like on the phone talking about it. But yeah, like I felt it and I like the stuff in the bath because I was in the bathroom at the time and I could see the stuff on the shelf shaking.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening? I honestly thought like a truck, like a big like
Yes.
construction truck was
Yes.
driving by.
Right.
And because they're also like doing construction across from us. So I was like, that's weird. But then like it lasted for way longer than like
Yeah.
what it would have taken for a truck. And it was only like 20 seconds, I think. But yeah. And then the aftershock is so I didn't feel it at all, but I heard it. Like I heard the stuff in the apartment, like,
Really? You heard the
yeah.
aftershock?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't hear the aftershock. Was that the one like in the evening that they were
Yeah,
all
like
like
around 6. Because I
we
was
and I
putting some laundry in and I was like, I did not start this washer. Like, because sometimes they
yeah.
shake I was like, I did not start this washer. What is happening? But yeah.
By that time I was already home and we were having dinner and we were in the kitchen. And the thing about the apartment is that the train runs underneath our
Oh,
building. So it could have been like the train was running by and that was it. Like I couldn't really tell. But the one at where I was at work and I was like, yeah, this is an earthquake. I called Constantine right away. I was like, are you okay? And he was like, you felt that? I was like, that was an earthquake. And he was like, no. And I go, how's Oro? And he started barking right away. I was like, yeah, dogs know. Animals know.
yeah.
Animals know right away. So he started barking right away. Then I called my mom. My mom was on her way to see my grandmother. She was on a bus and she was like, yeah, we heard just now that there was an earthquake, but we didn't. She goes, we're on the bus. We didn't really catch it.
It was really funny. I don't know if you saw like any of the memes online. So on Wednesday, we got a really bad rainstorm here
Bro.
and lightning struck the Statue of Liberty. And then
Mm-hmm.
on Friday, it was the earthquake. And then the Mets won. And everybody was like, oh, so there has to be Armageddon for the Mets to win.
My favorite one was the Empire State Building confirming they did an X, a tweet or an X whatever, and they said
Mhm.
I'm fine. And in the comments it said, have you heard from the Chrysler building? I thought
Oh,
it was
that's
so
pretty
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
Whoever runs like the Empire State Building like Twitter account, like it's hilarious.
I thought that was so
Um,
funny.
that was our week, you guys. Earthquakes, rainstorm. It rained so bad on
Oh my God.
Wednesday.
It rained so bad on Wednesday. We had the earthquake Friday, solar eclipses on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Um, Mercury está en reggaeton. So yeah, until the
Are you?
25th
This is gonna be really late though, now that I'm thinking about it. This one comes out what?
on the
In
17th.
yeah. So all the
This
events
is
have been done.
this is like what? Whatever. That was definitely so yesterday. Like, um, but yeah, intense week. Oh my God. Don't know. Just don't know.
Okay, we'll get into the episode. Oh, actually, I have some announcements before we start. So don't forget to submit anything that you want for the season 3 finale. Any questions you have for us, any secrets you want to share, any stories you want to share and want our opinions on, any topic that you want our thoughts on that we haven't covered. Because as we announced last week, Amanda is leaving at the end of the season. So y'all got her for a finite amount of time. Make use of her.
Yes, guys.
Um,
Send some interesting questions, please.
And you can find that at the link in our show notes. You can find it on our weekly question link on our Instagram story. And you can submit anonymously if you would like to do so. So don't forget about that. And then my announcement is that so because we'll be transitioning for season 4, I'm thinking of doing like a listener survey to kind of see what you guys are interested, to see what you would want to see in a season 4, what you want more of, what you want done differently, stuff like that. I'm gonna probably do it after we get done with the season 3 submissions, just because I don't want like a bunch of links floating out there and confusing everybody. But if you're not on Instagram, because we will be at the end of the season when I do this, shoot us an email and I will be sure to email you the link if you would like to take the survey. Okay, now we're going to get into the episode today, and I'm pretty excited about this topic. I will say it's a little late because I started thinking about it around the time Barbie came out. And now we are we're well past the Oscars, well past all of it. I think it's been like almost a year since Barbie
S-
came out.
Oh, really? Did it come out in the summertime?
Yeah, we're in April.
I guess. Doesn't really feel like spring right now, though.
It doesn't. It's cold. Tired
Yeah.
of it. Oh, also, so sorry for no episode that one week. I got sick. There for people who don't have Instagram, I because I put it on the Instagram, but yeah, so sorry about that. I forgot. Okay, anyways, I guess like I started examining like my own beauty standards, like because I used to play with Barbies
hmm
and like they were like a really integral part of my childhood, along with like Polly Pockets. I love those.
I did have a few Polly Pockets, yeah.
I liked
I
that their
was
clothes were stretchy.
Oh no, I had like the miniature ones where you can like travel with them. It was like a small
Oh,
it looked like a compact and it came with a mini Polly Pocket inside and she had like her different they were like different themes. I think mine was like a mermaid theme
oh, I've
or something.
seen that one like on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I had a Polly Pocket airplane. And like, yeah, and she had like, at least I'm pretty sure it's a Polly Pocket, right? That's what it was. Like, but the clothes were like stretchy and you could like put different outfits on them.
Unless there was a different version of that. I know there was another doll that I did have a doll like that where she had like stringy hair, like long
Betty
stringy hair.
Spaghetti.
There you go. That's what I'm thinking about.
I also remember Betty Spaghetti. But I also played with Bratz dolls. I was like also very into Bratz.
I couldn't get into it. My
Really?
my cousins were into the Bratz dolls. I was just like, I mean, yeah, they were pretty, but I just wasn't like a Bratz girl. I definitely was a Barbie girl.
I liked
Yeah.
I don't know if I think I liked Bratz the older I got because like their clothes were like a little like hipper and like younger hipper like I'm
They
like
were
50
like
years old.
they were a little like edgier.
Yes, and they wore
Yes.
make like their makeup was really pretty. I think like Jade and Yasmin were my favorite or
Yeah.
Yasmin, I don't know which one.
Something like that. Yes.
I always think Yasmin Bleeth off of Friends. But yeah, that's really like what this came out of because I started thinking about like the beauty standards that like society holds for us, the beauty standards that we hold for ourselves, the beauty standards that our culture holds for us. And like really just because I've talked about it on the show how I have like at one point wanted a nose job and then I like didn't want one and then I did again and then
Mhm.
now I don't. I think I'm pretty set. This is like the way my face looks is probably the way it's gonna look for the rest of my life. Also the nose, you guys, it's just like such a really it's like in the middle of your face. So once you change it, like it changes your face and that
It
scares the
does.
crap out of me.
Like Jennifer Grey, right? Is that her name?
Yes, she was Mindy on Friends.
She was Mindy on Friends and Dirty
They're
Dancing
dancing.
with Patrick
Ferris Bueller's
Swayze.
Day Off.
Yeah. Um, you know, after she did her nose job and she was on that when she was on that episode of Friends, I didn't realize it was Jennifer Grey because
Mm-mm.
she looked completely different. She you can tell.
I don't think she looks
So
the same at all.
she
Yeah.
does not.
And
No.
she's talked about how like getting the nose job like ruined like her acting career because people like would not believe that she was like Jennifer Grey from like Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And it like I don't want to say ruined, but like derailed.
Yeah.
Um so yeah. But for me, like I don't know, I feel like maybe like the nose job thing came from like one, I grew up like around white people predominantly.
Hmm.
Just the schools that I went to, or my elementary school, I would say. And then middle school and high school, I started to be around more like Latinx people, Hispanic people. Um, but then like in my family and like outside of like school was predominantly like Mexican or like other types of like Hispanic,
Yeah.
Latinx. But then it's like it's hard because you grow up like well, I don't know. Your schools, what were they? What were they like
So
demographically?
so demographically in public school, right? It was a good it was very diverse public school. Um a lot of like I don't want to say a lot. It was just like a good even of Latinos. You had you know, a lot of Middle Eastern um students, European students. Like you can tell it was a good mix, African American, blacks. Like we were a good mix, I wouldn't say. It
Yeah,
wasn't until like middle school, but that's
because you went
because to private, that's
private.
when I started
Yeah.
private school. And that's when like a good chunk of my classmates were white. Yeah. So I want to say I know myself included and my cousin and one other person in that class. There were only three Mexican kids
In your
in
middle
my
school
in
class?
my middle school class. Yeah, because the way how my middle school worked was like there was only one class per grade.
Okay.
So we were
So you were the only like sixth or seventh grade class.
yes.
Okay.
And so from middle school from sixth grade to eighth grade, it was the same students every year. I mean, we had some new students come in and out, but majority of the time we were the same group.
Mhm.
But starting middle school, it was just like three kids were Mexican. Myself, my cousin, and one other girl. Yeah.
And do you feel like because middle school, like that's when you're like kind of like starting to have crushes on people and people are like, oh, she's pretty, she's not, or and guys are like, oh, like I think she's cute, but she's not cute. Like, do you find like having a being in a student body that's like predominantly white is like kind of shaping your idea on like what beauty is?
I think I did see that with other people. Yeah, I think there were like certain I think there was like some boys like a certain girl and certain girls like certain boys and it just wasn't like you said like it just didn't match up. But yeah, but there were times like, especially in middle school is when like you start to like realize certain beauty standards, right? Because you're discovering your own body and your own changes. And I remember this one girl, Caucasian, um she didn't have blonde hair. She had dark brown hair, but beautiful dark brown hair, very, very long and full hair. And I remember, like, I was just like, I wish I had like her hair. Like, yes, I have dark brown hair also, but like, there was something about it that looked so nice against her skin complexion. Like, she's
Mm-hmm.
lighter skin and she has this beautiful, like, chocolate brown dark hair, so long. I'm like, I'm darker than her. I have dark hair. Like it just, I felt like at the time it just didn't look, and long hair, I just felt like it didn't look as pretty on me than it did with her,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
know exactly what you mean. And like, so that, but like my eyes. Like I used to be so upset about having like dark brown eyes because it was like they're so plain, like they, you know what I mean? And everybody
Yeah,
like colored eyes were like a really big thing. And it's just so interesting because at that time, like we're in middle school, right? And I'm learning that like what not only do the people I'm growing up around find attractive, but what like magazines and TV and movies and stuff, what they're saying are pretty are like these thin white women. And then when I get a little older and, I'm starting to like get shapely isn't the right word, but like, I don't know, like,
I guess curvy.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
when I'm starting to like come into my body, I'm also like, because my friend groups were predominantly like of color. They weren't predominantly white.
same.
And I'm finding that I'm in this weird spot where like I'm not living up to like these Eurocentric beauty standards that society has or the people like around me have. But then like in my friend groups, I'm also like I don't have really like thick curly hair. I don't have like thick eyebrows. I don't like have the traditional like Latina quote unquote look, you know?
Yeah.
So then it's like I'm finding myself in a weird spot to like, well, if I don't fit here and I don't fit there, like, am I pretty?
I see, yeah, see, I think with my experience, at least like when I noticed it in middle school, I was just like, yeah, you can clearly tell that I am not white. Obviously, I'm not black. So you can tell that I am Latina. For like the first time, like I think that was the first time where I felt like, yeah, I you can tell I'm Latina. Like I am not, I'm Mexican or some
Hmm.
type of other race, but I'm not white, I'm not black. But I did feel that um in middle school. And then I was
Oh,
just
middle
like,
school?
yeah, for sure. Because like again, there weren't a lot of us who were Latinos in there.
Oh, that's, yeah, you did say
Yeah,
that.
and that well,
Sorry.
at least in my class. Um, and I felt like I had to act like a certain way so that way it didn't seem like I didn't give off the stereotype of like, oh yeah, you can tell
Oh, yeah.
like she's Mexican. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
No.
Yeah.
So
See, I feel like I didn't really start questioning like my identity so much until other people started to question it. Like I used to get people like who would think I was Filipino a lot.
till this day, till this day, I had to my coworker asked me, like it was like 2 weeks ago actually. It's funny, that fresh. She asked me, she was like, "Hey Amanda, she goes, what are you?" I go, "What do you mean, what am I?" I was just being stupid. And I was like, I know what you guys are, I know what you guys are asking. I was like, I'm Mexican American. They're like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, both of my parents are from Mexico. They're Mexican." And they're like, "Oh, wow." I was like, "Why?" They were like, "Oh, we thought like you were from Guyana." And that's not the first time I heard if I was, or someone asked me that I was from Guyana. I was Guyanese. Another one is Filipino. I get that a
Really?
lot. Yeah. I get like if I'm Guyanese or Filipino.
I'll get like people will be like, "Oh, what are you?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I'm Mexican." And they'll be like, "And what?" I'm like, "Nope, that's it, just Mexican."
It's Mexican.
And they're like, "Yeah, but you're not even like mixed with anything like a little bit." And I did do 23andMe like and honestly that came out of like people like questioning like, "Well, you can't actually be fully Mexican. Like you have to be something else too." And it does turn out that like I do have like European also.
Yes. I mean, I do believe that too. I mean, we're gonna get into that, but like, yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
like
that too.
Spanish. It's
Yeah.
Spain and like in that region over there.
Hmm.
But it was always like, well, you're not fully Mexican, are you? And I'd be like, no, like I grew up Mexican. I grew up around Mexicans. Like I am Mexican.
Yeah.
And it was just like a weird thing to experience to almost like, I guess as a kid to have this thought to be like, I'm not pretty in both worlds. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I Like, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like just going back to like me looking a certain way, like I had to act a certain way just to prove that like, hey, I'm not your s-
Typical.
stereotypical like young Mexican girl or coming of age girl. Like, I'm not out here like I don't know. Like I was very conscious of how I would talk and like portray myself. I just,
Hmm.
even my mom like would be not my mom, but like my parents were just like, you are going to a different school. You are going to be around predominantly like a Caucasian community at this point. Like just don't give people a reason to like look at us like
Almost like you
like
are
we're
the
out of place.
representative for like all Mexicans. Like the way
Almost
they
like,
view you is the way they're gonna view all of us.
yeah, pretty much.
That I've heard that before, yeah.
Hmm.
That's like it's a heavy weight to like put on a kid because you don't fully understand like what is going on. Like, what do you mean? Like everybody's gonna look at me and be like, "Oh, that's how Mexicans act."
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't know. It's really interesting to like to now be in a place where like and I think at a point in our like culture, society, however you want to say it, where everybody's like, well, what do you expect like a Mexican to look like? Or what do you expect a Latinx person to look like? They can have red hair, they can be super pale, they can have blonde hair, that you know what I mean? Like we're now at this time where for better or for worse, we're like so connected to the internet, but you can
Mhm.
see all of these like different versions of what a Latinx person looks like. And I think it would have been like nice for me as like a child to have seen that. But then like also like the media that I was consuming also was like predominantly like that's what like Nickelodeon was. That's what Disney Channel was. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
And it was like, to see Taina on Nickelodeon for the very first time, I think we must have been 9 years
So
old,
yeah, somewhere around there, yeah.
somewhere around there. That was like life changing because my mom would be like, "You would never see this." She goes, "Growing up here in the 70s and 80s, that was never a thing." She was also happy to see something like that, Latino Latinx representation in the media. Because then she would want to sit down and watch it with me as well. She's like, wow, this is so cool. Like my kid actually gets to see this happening while she's growing up. So it was very rare to find that or have like guest stars who
Hmm.
were Latinx. So it was a very exciting time for us to see that, to see somebody else who is of our uh skin color, certain features.
Do you know how long it took me to realize that Diana was the girl in Freaky Friday? Like it took me so long to realize that because I was obsessed with her in Freaky Friday. Like I thought she was like everything that I was supposed to be. Like she had really pretty curly hair. She was like
Hmm.
alternative. I was going through like my little emo phase. Like, and it took me, I don't know why it took me because she looks exactly the same. Like she
Yeah.
hadn't aged. And
No,
even now she's in a show on Amazon Prime.
she is.
Yes, but I think it just got canceled, honestly. Okay, yes, she's in a show. It's called Primo, and I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then she has, I think she plays a mom and her son. She has a son, right? And then I think
Hmm.
like all of the cousins or the uncles are like helping like raise her son also with her.
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Okay.
She's also, I didn't realize she's the younger sister to Lisa Vidal.
Explain this one to me because everyone is saying who her sister is, and I don't know who her older sister is. Like, how is she,
Okay, did you ever see Chasing Poppy? She was in I
like,
Like It Like That.
okay, I saw Chasing probably like once or twice. I like it like that is with the guy who played Chris Perez
Yeah.
in Selena,
Yeah,
right?
John Seda, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so so it's funny. My cousin loves that movie. I've never seen I Like It Like That.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me see what else. She was in Nile. Let's see what else she was in.
Wait, does she play the main character and I Like It Like That?
She's Magdalena, and I like it like that.
Okay, so she's not okay. So okay.
Did you watch Being Mary Jane?
Oh my God, no.
No.
People are out here like, I'm gonna revoke your card, your Latinx card.
I mean, she was an episode of Criminal Minds. I've seen
What the
Criminal
hell?
Minds.
Well,
Yeah,
now
I
I
mean,
have to
she's been in
watch.
like a bunch of like episodes and stuff. Yeah, watch I Like It Like
I'm
That.
gonna watch it. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna play in the background while I'm cooking today, doing my meal prep.
You know,
Um,
young John Seda, I had a crush on him so bad.
Yo, young John Seda. I was literally yesterday. I watched a clip of "I Like It Like That," and I was like, "You did not look like this in Selena." Wow. Yeah, John Seda is a very good looking man, particularly in that time. But actually, going back to like the curly hair and the, Afro Latino like representation. Um, you know, Taina, now that you mentioned it, like right in Freaky Friday, she has her curly hair.
Mhm.
And Taina, I don't recall, and anybody listening, and if you recall an episode, let me know. But I don't recall her having the curly hair
Really?
all the time. I remember like I think in the opening scene she has like her curly hair, right? Like she has
Is it?
like
I thought it was
opening
like in
the
a
the
ponytail.
theme song, right? It's in a ponytail and she has her curly
Oh, and
hair.
it's curly. Okay, yeah.
Curly. But like during the show, was it always curly? Or were there times where they straightened it?
Ooh, I don't know. It's been a very long time
See?
since I've seen an episode.
I think that's something I would like to go back and see like how often did they make her hair straight or how often they let
Hmm.
it be curly? Because that's another thing. Like, along with being, along with your skin type and your skin tone, like yes, fairer skin is known to be like more refined, you're finer looking, like you have more delicate features. But with that is your hair texture.
Hmm.
Like if you have straight hair, it's like it's prettier hair, it's easier to manage as opposed to having curlier hair that's, that women are told to like, well, you need to, do a perm, you need to relax your hair, that way, it's softer and you look more, again, more attractive, more appealing. Like that is that is a thing that what we don't see it that often now. I love that there are women out here embracing their curls because me growing up, I wished I always wished I had curly hair. Like I made every attempt to make sure if I had a moment to curl my hair, like I would curl my hair because my hair is flat. My hair doesn't have any volume at all. It's just straight. It's your average Mexican straight hair. Okay.
I I permed my hair in high school.
Really?
Yes, I did.
My mom did it a couple of times
She
growing up.
did.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
in her late 20 or late 20s, early 30s. I remember her perming her hair.
Yeah, I permed it. My mom tried to talk me out of it so bad. But I was like dead set on doing it. And I like liked it for a little bit. I think I liked it when I had it, and I look back on pictures of me with the perm, and I'm like, girl, God did not give you curly hair for a reason. Like, I think I have a friend who has gorgeous, gorgeous curly hair, and it's really thick, and like it looks so good on her. It looks so
Hmm.
good with her face shape. It looks like, and I think that's what it is. Like I don't have straight hair by a mistake. By mistake.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember again my cousins like having curly hair and there was a point like
Two of
growing
your
up,
cousins have curly hair, right?
yeah, and even on my dad's side, the my female cousins on my dad's side, they have curly hair, like or at least like wavy hair.
Like it has
And
some texture to it.
yeah, because one of my aunts, maybe two of my aunts, I want to say. Yeah. Two of my aunts have like one has curly hair and the other one has like wavy hair. So right. So but there was a style where like you used to like wet your hair, put a whole bunch of gel and like
Like scrunchie,
the
yeah.
scrunchy like look, right? And I wish I could do that with my hair but I could not because my hair was stupid straight. I had nothing.
The way that you just unlocked like the deepest memory that I have had buried in my head. I used to pin straight hair, dry straight, like is straight when it is wet hair. I still used to, I would take globs of mousse and like scrunch to try to get some. Cause like everybody around me was doing, because everybody around me had curly hair.
Yeah,
Like my mom has curly hair. My middle brother has curly hair. My dad's hair has texture.
yeah,
Like I don't know, I don't really know if it's curly curly, but like my middle brother, his hair will, he can grow it long and it will grow curly.
see?
Like, and my friends all had curly hair. And I was like, well, if they're doing it, I can do it. Cause I didn't understand that, like, no, you can't do it because you don't have curly hair, Christina.
Yeah. So I always wish like I tried, I did a couple of times. Like I would have to like braid my hair, let it out, like and then put the gel in, but still it didn't have the same look that, my cousins did. And I was like, I wish, but you brought up the nose. I also had like for a while, like I did feel like I had like a nose thing going on. Like I felt like there's like a certain bump, like if on the side, like if I do a side profile, there's like a bump
Mhm.
on the bridge of my nose, and I was like maybe I should get that fixed, but then I was like it's not that significant for me to do a whole rhinoplasty and then have a botched nose. No, thank you. We're not doing that. I think there was a point where like I thought like my skin was too dark because my mom is lighter, like she is lighter than me.
Mhm.
Um but I don't think I'm as dark as my dad when he was younger. But my mom also didn't like me being in the sun. She hated it. She was
Oh,
like, no.
really?
She was like, please do not be in the sun too much. You're gonna get really dark. Even my dad. It's crazy. Like he's dark and he'd be like, don't be in the sun too much. You're gonna get darker. Like, relax. Um,
Now
but
you go
now
out and you'll sit for hours.
I will sit. L- if I'm at work, I will go across the street. There's a park right across the street from my job. I will sit there and I'll soak up the sun. Um, if I have the opportunity to go to the beach, I will be in the sun. Pool in the sun. Like I have to be now. I have to be in the sun. I make it my business to be in the sun. But I put on lotion. I'm being safe. I put on my SPF 50 plus. Don't worry, guys. But I still get dark.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. um, I don't know. There's just something about it. Tell me now and I'm gonna do it. Yes. Yeah.
It's really interesting to think of like our Latinaness in this sense, because I know we've talked a lot on the podcast about like our Spanish in relation to like our Latinaness and kind of like how Americanized we are. And so it's interesting like the different ways you can be othered in your culture. It's so fun.
It's like you try to match up or like are we the same? Are we not the same? Like what like there are so many differences in our community. Like it's crazy. The we're not all one. What did you say? I think you mentioned this in a
A monolith.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, have you ever felt like you've had to like prove your Latinaness? Like not maybe to yourself or to like other people?
Um, hmm. I guess maybe a little bit in public school because I felt like there were I was a kid. Like but there were like some of my friends were like super fluent in Spanish. Um, so I had like a mix of like Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican friends, and they were all like very fluent in Spanish. And we're talking about like from 8 to 10 years old, like stupid fluent in Spanish. Like I knew words, and maybe I couldn't carry a conversation then, but like I understood it in and out. So yeah, maybe there were times there where I felt
Yeah.
like I had to like show that I was. Um and my mom was like, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. Like you are who you are. You honestly you like look, you live in a Mexican household. You know you're both sides of your families like are Mexican. Maybe one more than the other. But like but
Yeah.
like it's there. So And then I don't think I needed to prove it even more when as I got older, like in middle school and in high school. Because in high school, I went to all girl high school,
Mm.
and that was really like if I thought that my little group of 30, like little group of students, 30 students in middle school was a lot, just seeing like hardly seeing like diversity, bro. In high school, it was a majority of girls were like they were Italian, Irish, like
Oh.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't think I had to prove it then. You can tell that I was again
Just gotta
not
stick
white,
out.
not black. I was there. Like, and there weren't a lot of us who were, I want to say, like Latinos or Latinas in that school. Maybe 10%, I want to say.
I feel like I've spent a lot of time trying to prove it to myself because like I've been made to feel like I'm not like Mexican enough or like Latinx enough. But I think well, and like that would have come through like the wanting curly hair and the wanting this and wanting that. Like
Hmm.
I have I mentioned it on the show? No. At one point, like I got lip injections because I was like, I want them to look a little fuller. And like I've been looking at because I knew I was gonna mention this episode, so I've been looking at my lips through this episode in the camera, and I'm just like,
Really?
why? Like, why did you get lip injections? Like
You
you do not need them.
like, listen, no, like it's your body, what you want to do, what you want to experiment with. Like, we all have that right to do so, right? Um, there were things also like me just not even like racially, but like I felt like I wanted to at one point I wanted a boob job. Like I felt like I needed more boobs.
Oh, I
At this
do
point,
want a boob job, but like a
oh
lift,
no,
not
a
like a
lift. But like
yeah.
I wanted fuller, like I wanted a fuller chest. But I
Oh, okay.
looking back now, I'm like, no, thank you. I'm okay. Because gravity's doing its own thing and I can't now. Um, but like, yeah. But you wanted to do that. That was your decision. And by all means, everybody should do what you want to do with your body. It's your body. Nobody's gonna tell you what to do, right? But yeah, like looking at you now, I'm like, yeah, you have a you have a full set of lips, up top and bottom.
Oh,
Now I'm thinking about doing the top lip. My bottom lip, I'm
yes,
fine.
you
I'm
have
fine
mentioned
with
that before. Yeah.
I love like my bottom lip is perfect. If I want to match the top with the bottom now.
What are they called?
Because
Lip
now,
flips, I think are the
yeah,
thing now.
because when I smile, I see that like my lip gets thinner. I'm like, oh, I need to like, I want this
Yeah,
to be just as full as this. Yeah.
that was my
Hmm.
thing though. If I smile really hard, like like it feels like my top lip disappears. And I was like not a fan of it. I was like, that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to have fuller lips. And yeah, I mean, it's been because I
Because you
was
were,
like,
yes, yes, I remember like that was, we were separated for a good while there and we didn't
yes.
see each other. So, yes.
And it was just like, it was so interesting though, because like we didn't even, she was like, I can't do a full syringe on you because it'll be too much. And then she like put it in my face and my laugh lines she
Yeah.
did. I didn't really notice a difference there. So like that also wasn't like a necessity for me to go back to
Yeah.
do. But it was just interesting to like, I was like, I'm spending all this money. She was probably like, girl, what are you doing here? But it's okay. Give me your money. It's fine.
Give me your money. It's fine. Okay.
Um, but yeah, there's my little secret for the day, you guys. I would say I still work through some of like the beauty standard stuff, even today sometimes.
Yeah. Also because I don't know, maybe this has to also do with age, like try to keep up with what style is, and because I don't want to seem like I'm not in touch in tune with culture and
I know. Did you
society.
hear that skinny jeans are out?
Yeah, skinny jeans are out. So now I have like two, three baggy jeans that I wear and big sweatshirts because, that's in again. No tight clothing here. Um, um, so yeah, and then, also just I guess just like just keeping up with my like beauty and I don't know. Not ready to feel or look old yet. Even though I feel like I'm in my Senora era.
I think I'll end this by saying, reiterating what it feels like we've been saying, or kind of going around this whole episode, is that like Latinaness, Latinxness, whatever you are, that is what you are. And if you think that you don't look like whatever the standard is, it's because there should be no standard. There is no standard. We all look so different. And not to be all cheesy, but we're all unique and beautiful in our own way.
I was gonna literally I was going to end it that way as well. We are unique, we are different. That is why, I feel like, yeah,
So what
we're
makes us
different.
so
Yeah.
great, what makes us
Yeah.
so spectacular.
Spectacular. Yes. Exactly. It's what makes us shine.
Okay, Amanda, what is making you glow this week?
Oh, I am looking forward to going to a Sweet 16 next weekend. Very excited for that. It's been a while since I've gone to a Sweet 16, so I'm looking forward to seeing my niece come up with her, or show her vase, her court. So excited for that. My cousin just had a quinceañera just yesterday. I wasn't able to attend to that, but congratulations to them. She looked very pretty. It looks like she had a great time. So that is making me glow. These kiddos, they're getting older, and it just reminds me I'm getting old.
That's so cute. Well, congratulations and happy birthday to them.
Yes, thank you.
What is making me glow this week? Oh, I'm gonna see Tech Support Thomas after we record this.
Yay,
Very
tech support,
excited.
Thomas. Yay.
Gonna hang out. It's the opening weekend of Smorgasburg here,
Yeah,
and so we will be going. It's fun, you guys. If you're in New York, you should check it out.
very
It's
nice.
on the weekends. On Fridays, it's at World Trade Center.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturdays, it is at the Marsha P. Johnson Park in Williamsburg, and then it's in Prospect Park on Sundays.
Yes.
So,
Enjoy, enjoy. I went one year with Christina and Thomas. Yeah, right? We went one
mhm.
year all together. Yeah. Very yummy food. Yes.
Yes, they have it's like a good like variety of stuff, a massive variety of stuff. You can get
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Oh my God, are you gonna get a lobster roll?
I don't know, they're there.
Please get a lobster roll for me.
I was kind of thinking about it, but
Please
there's
do.
supposed to be this oxtail place there that I kind of want to try.
Please get that too.
Yes.
Okay. Do that for a minute. Like get an oxtail and a lobster roll.
Okay, you guys. So you can catch us back here next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the foreseeable future until we hit 30 episodes. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Please be sure to leave us a glowing review on Apple Podcast and to rate us 5 stars on Spotify.
And as Christina mentioned earlier in the episode, please look out for the link so that way you can submit any of your questions. And you can find that on Instagram at Glowing Up Latina. Um, Share topics for season 4 that you want Christina to discuss. Send that to glowinguplatina@gmail.com. Because like I said, we're here to listen for it. Come on.
And until next week, keep glowing, mija.